Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, including news of a sharp fall over the weekend in benchmark US bond rates. But first, American factory output rose broadly in July, and car production recorded its largest increase in 5 years, boosting their economy at the start of the third quarter. The US Federal Reserve said factory production jumped 1% in a month after rising 0.3% in June. That was the largest gain since February and reflected increases across the board. In a separate report, the US Labor Department said its producer price index for final demand of the nation's farms, factories and refineries inched up only 0.1% in July, as the costs of oil, gas and coal fell, offsetting an increase in food prices. That is down from 0.4% in June. In the full year through July, producer prices have increased a modest 1.7% in the US. If you haven't read it already, the Saturday essay in this week's Wall Street Journal is one that you should read, especially if you're trying to understand the flows of wealthy Chinese out of that country. It doesn't specifically mention New Zealand, but the points raised clearly have relevance here. In Russia, and in a sure sign the sanctions are biting hard in a key quarter of their economy, Russia's state-controlled energy giant Rosneft has asked the Russian government for a $42 billion loan as it feels the impact of Western sanctions. Interestingly, Rosneft is partly owned by BP. In Australia, there's some more signs of falling home loan interest rates as banks there take advantage of lower costs of money. US Treasury 10-year yields took another dive at the end of last week and are now down to only 2.34%, a significant fall that will surely influence swap rates here this week if sustained. It is hard to see the RBNZ pushing on up against these forces. The US oil price seems stable at over $97 a barrel, but at one point over the weekend it got down to $95 a barrel. Brent recovered from a fall to $102 a barrel from the end of the week, $1 higher than that low. Gold also fell about $10 an ounce and is now at $1,304 an ounce. We start today marginally stronger on the exchange rate front at 84.8 US cents, 91.2 Aussie cents, and the TWI is at 79.5. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.